Good morning. You guys did it. You are here at day 5. Give yourself a pat on the back for those of you who have been listening to the videos each day and really giving this a lot of thought on how to become a Power Hour master. So we've already talked about all the IPAs, the income producing activities, but I didn't want to fail to mention that also part of a daily checklist, a weekly checklist, is once you successfully work people through your sales and marketing funnel, right? We want people plopping out the bottom every month. Let's say 3 to 5 new customers and our business builders. So we've worked so darn hard to get them. We want to be able to retain them. So somehow you do want to make sure that you're consistently touching your customers and your business builders. So whether you have these printed out as lists, but I like to sort of separate. So customers, brand new, there's the customers for me that are in the first month are ones that, of course, I'm touching base with frequently, like at least once a week. And then beyond that, your regular customers, then of course, I'm engaging with them on Facebook, right, regularly, but I'm at least going to be connecting at least once a month. And as you know, as you really start building a big organization, you can easily start forgetting about people if you didn't somehow have this just as part of your process in a list, and you just work through the list and just make sure you've touched all your customers. And then business builders, right? Those brand new business builders. If I have someone she's ready to go, she's like, Claire, yes, if you take me under your wing and you show me how to make this a 6-figure business as soon as possible, I will do whatever you tell me to do, right? We get those folks. And that's someone who I want to be connecting with almost daily, right? So I want those names front and center. I also want to know who are my 20%ers. These are people who keep showing up. They are consistent. They're coachable. They really want this. Maybe they just need a little bit more help. So I want to make sure that I'm always touching base with them as well. And then you've got the 80%ers. These are people who are kind of sort of maybe in it. They're not 100%. Well, you don't have time to help 100% of people, right? You're going to focus on your brand new and your 20%ers. So that 80% of people, I just make sure that I support them in group. I make sure that they feel like they've got access to me. They have access to the team and training and encouragement through our Facebook group. And they have access to weekly training through our Monday night weekly team empowerment call. So, but again, somehow you want to make sure you're touching your customers and your business builders at the points that you need to be doing. Also, another part of a daily checklist is making sure you're doing your mindset practice. So this is affirmations and also your professional development, right? We need to see you need to see your vision, feel your vision, and continue to grow into the person that will be able to make that vision a reality. So I love listening to my auto affirmations. It's something I do every single morning. I've got it set. I love it. And I visualize it happening, what it's going to feel like. I've got even some pictures on my phone, like of the car, of the house that we're going to have, just pictures of just life being enjoyable, and then also focusing on your own professional development. So this needs to be happening daily. Now, I got to tell you, I am recording this right now early in the morning. It's 7 in the morning. I've already done my affirmations, and I've already listened to a training that the Meltons have done. So this is stuff that I just do anyway. It's not part of my power hour. My power hour, I'm doing the IPA things that we talked about. I just didn't want to fail in mentioning this as well, because it is important as part of your day. So now what I want us to do is I want you to finalize your checklist. So I gave you an example. I gotta tell you, my checklist is not the example that I gave you. Mine's very customized to me. So customize your checklist, finalize your checklist. Figure out, are you more of a daily checklist person or a weekly checklist person? I work best when it's a weekly checklist for me. So it's almost like things I need to do every day, but in each column I have Monday through Friday, because I like to work just 5 days a week. So Monday through Friday, and then as I do that action, I'll be able to check off, yep, I did that Tuesday, I did that. Because at the end of the week, I want to make sure there's no big holes, right? And realize, oh my gosh, I haven't gotten to to touch base with my customers, you know, and it's Friday. I haven't done that. You'll be able to see that that whole column is blank when you're able to do it all on one sheet. So bottom line though is there's no one size fits all. But when are you going to do your power hour? You need to know that. I mean, ideally what I want you to do is at the start of a week, Sunday, Monday. I don't do it on Sunday, so I do it on Monday. But really my schedule, I mean, there's no week that is the same, but I am just very disciplined that there's no doubt that I work my business 10 hours a week. Ideally, that's what I want you to do. Schedule 10 hours of work a week. And you schedule it each week, because again, if each week looks different, you're working a full-time job, that might mean your hour lunch, or you get up early like I do and work an hour then, and maybe you work, you know, 3 hours on Saturday and 2 hours on Sunday, or you work your lunch hour, which is 5 hours, and then 5 hours on a Saturday, whatever that might be. Guys, if we really are successful about, serious about a business, we need to schedule at least 10 hours into our calendar to work our business. And at least 5 of those hours, I want you where you are a woman on a mission. You are focused. You are just working through that checklist. You're letting all the other distractions sort of roll up your back, and you're just getting that stuff done. And then the other 5 hours can be to work, you know, the rest of the business, if you will. But basically, you just simply got to get to work and be consistent. I know that seems so oversimplified, but guys, it's really, I mean, we need to work a checklist, have a checklist, work a checklist, find at least 10 hours a week to work in our business, and just keep doing it. Rinse and repeat, week in and week out, and success is going to be inevitable. So if you remember on Monday, we talked about the sales and marketing funnel. So I just want you to see why all the pieces of that checklist are so important. So we talked about that in order to have a healthy business, you need lots of people and new people entering the top part of your funnel, new relationships and possible friendships, right? I said at least 10 to 25 where your Facebook friend list is increasing a positive net. And again, I would love to see at least 25 and 100 a month, right? But that's where you need to make sure your funnel is free flowing and you have these new relationships. Not only are you sending friend requests and receiving friend requests, but you're sending along personal messages. You're getting those conversations going. Then now they're a Facebook friend of yours. You're helping them know, love, and trust you. You're doing that through your magnetic marketing, through your Facebook posting. If people aren't engaging right now, then you're not posting in a very magnetic way. Right? You're sharing your life. You're not being salesy. You're sharing your life. You're dripping on them here and there about your business for sure. But think about it as your own personal, you know, TV channel, your own personal blog. You're helping people know, love, and trust you. You're especially doing that also through Facebook Lives, doing about 1 to 2 Facebook Lives a week. You're doing that through happy birthday messages, right? You're doing that through the power of Facebook Messenger. I said you should be having about 25 social conversations a week. And who do you have these social conversations with? See who's been engaging on your Facebook posts. So you can either do this on a daily basis. Like yesterday, for example, I was sending messages to people who had engaged the day before on my Facebook post. Or you could just do it for the week. At the start of the week, you see, okay, who's everyone that's engaged last week? Let me sort of jot down all their names, and then you use that list as a to-do throughout the week, and as you find chunks of time, you engage with them. Remember, those are just social conversations with no agenda. Hey girl, how's it going? It's been forever, or whatever. You're just being social. That's a huge part with number 2. A lot of times I can tell the health of your business by looking at your Facebook Messenger account. How many of these conversations, just generic conversations, social conversations, friendly conversations, are you having with people? Then from there, you're sending prospecting messages, right? About 2 to 3 a day, 10 to 15 a week, where you're flat out saying, hey, you might want to check this out. Maybe a need was uncovered and you said, hey, I know you're dealing with such and such, so you might want to check this out. Or most likely a need has not been uncovered. So you're like, hey girl, you know, this might seem totally random, but it'd be silly not to ask. That type of prospecting message that we talked about yesterday. From there, you're prospecting them, those that are open, right? You're getting them in front of a third-party tool. And then you're collecting a decision and further relationship building. We said only about 10% of those people are going to be ready to buy within the next 30 days. 90% of people just aren't quite ready yet. They need more information, or it's just not right timing. It's just not a priority in their life right now. So we talked about that further relationship building with them, right? Which a lot of it is going back up to how you help other people, everyone know, love, and trust you, right, through your magnetic marketing. But you're building a relationship. You're working people through the sales and marketing funnel. Like, we want 3 to 5 plopping out underneath the bottom part of our funnel. And this is where, again, we want to make sure that we're then providing exceptional customer service to our customers, and we're helping our business builders get going, which is why somewhere on that checklist, you do want to make sure that you're not letting these people slip through the cracks, and how you're doing this then with sky high belief. We talked about some type of daily mindset practice, affirmations, visualization. So there you go. Basically become friends with 2 to 5 people a day, or 10 to 25 a week. If I'm talking about you're working 5 days a week, engage with them, right? With a message first, and engage a bit on their news feed. Be social with 5 people a day or 25 people a week. Prospect 2 to 3 people a day or 10 to 15 a week. And keep track of your workflow. So I've got a daily sheet, and it's a sheet, but it's actually for the month, but it breaks it down per day, and I'm able to, just with little hash marks, see the days that, okay, how many Facebook friends do I have now? Okay, what was the increase from the last time I jotted down my Facebook friend list? How many people did I invite? How many people did I prospect? How many people did I add to what we have, what's called our natural healing community? So they said they were open, and I got them in front of a third-party tool. How many people did I get in a 3-way chat? How many new customers or business builders did I get that day? And then you can see it for the month. It's really, really powerful when you can see your month's cumulative numbers. And you might have a phenomenal month this month. You sign up 5 people, and then you see, oh, that's because, wow, look at January. Look at how I was rocking and rolling. And it really shows you that sometimes the fruits of your labor aren't seen until a number of months later. And then I do keep track of my workflow by the actual names of people as well. So I've got it in my sanity binder, I call it. So I've got one tab that's on my list of who did I have those 20, not every conversation. No, I don't write down every conversation I had, but who did I intentionally start, those 25 people that I intentionally started a conversation with for the week. I have those names down. Because remember, I like to sometimes circle or highlight people that I'm like, oh my gosh, I can totally come back to them and prospect them in a week or so, and just say, hey, this might seem random, but who did I prospect? So actually the people that I prospected, and on that little checklist, it's like, did they say yes? Did they say no? Did I add them to the natural healing community? I have a separate sheet then that are just names of people that are in the natural healing community. Again, these are people who said they were open and they've watched a video. And then I also, like I said, have them in a separate Facebook list, because these are people that I've worked pretty far through the sales and marketing funnel, right? That they said they were open and that they would watch the video. So I really want to make sure that I am continuing to build an intentional relationship with them. So I have them in a separate Facebook list. So when I have time to go through a Facebook newsfeed, I am seeing the post of people who have added to the natural healing community. I also have a list of, like, my follow-up list, right? These are people who, they watched it, they loved it, they're interested, but they haven't signed on the dotted line. And it's amazing how many people are there, right? But again, it's not, because we know that that's the numbers, that the majority of people are not ready yet. So I, of course, or those people are already in the separate Facebook list, right? But I do want to know this list, because it's really helpful anytime if we have a special or a savings, or, the next 2 days, the products are, 10% off. Then I go back to those people that they already expressed an interest, but the timing wasn't right. And now maybe the timing is better. So there you go, guys. Questions about IPAs, income producing activities, your checklist, go ahead and make sure you comment below. And your daily action today, also what I want you to comment is, how are you going to work your power hours differently as a result of what you learned or experienced this week? It's not enough just to learn, you got to implement. So what are you going to do differently as a result of what you learned or experienced this week? All right, guys, I am so glad you're part of this community. I'm so glad you are playing along with this week's 5-day challenge, and I will talk with y'all soon. Bye, guys.